I can't do it, y'all. I cannot put these into an order. All I have here is a great big, huge, humongous pile of eyeshadow palettes, and I love them all. I love them all. I love them all, except one. So maybe let's start with that. Or maybe an intro. Hey, it's Collidos Save the Victor Roll, who's having a little bit of a crisis right now. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a fantastic holiday. And I really am hoping that 2022 we can be able to go and do things. I miss doing things. I mean, I'm Gen X. I'm used to being ignored and on my own a lot. And normally that's cool. But I also have this thing where I don't like to be told what to do. If I want to do something, I want to do it, I'm going to do it. But I can't do it. So anyways, I'm hoping 2022 is going to be way better for us. I really want my trip for Vegas in April. Please. Powers that be. Trip to Vegas in April. Anyways, so let's do some palettes. All right, so I only actually have one fail for this year, and then I have a couple that may have caused me a little angst, but let's start with the one palette that I tried to be nice about it, but I can't be nice about it, and it is the e.l.f. Mint to Be palette. Okay, of all the palettes that I bought quite a few this year. What was it, $4? $5? I don't know. But it's this little palette here. The Jalapeno palette, I love. I have, I want to say, 3 or 4 from the original minis that came out, and I like them all. Jalapeno being my favorite, and then I have a couple of some more neutral ones that are great for vacation. Throw them in the bag, go quick, quick 1-2 looks. This was, the color story is beautiful. I like it. It's, minty and shimmery, and it's great, but the color payoff is kind of meh. They don't last very long. It is definitely not the quality that I remember, and I like e.l.f. a lot, but this, not so much. So yeah, so this is technically my only fail for the year. Yeah, there we go. e.l.f. Mint to Be palette, $4. So not a big loss. So just some other palettes that may have been a little angst ridden, but are fantastic, is I have the Signal inspired by Tammy Tenuka. So I've got this little fish palette. Now, I suppose my brain really would have registered it. They did show that it was small, granted, but small. Teeny weeny palette. It's a beautiful color story. I really wanted the recent green one that came out, but with the shipping, it's coming again. It's coming from the Soviet Union, Russia. Is it Belarus? Maybe Belarus. I don't know. Anyways, out that way. So between the shipping, the translating into Canadian money, plus the duty that I got hit with, this is the most expensive palette I have probably ever bought. My Melt palette that I'm going to show in a little bit, which was $92 Canadian, was about almost the same price as this little teeny weeny 6-pan palette. So for cost-wise, giving me a little heart attack, this one, but it is beautiful. They go on really nice. They're nice and pigmented. It's like a little duochrome action there, from like white to a light blue. This blue here is just so beautiful. Look at that. So do I regret it? No, I'm wanting to try them. I still want that green one, but would I buy it again? I don't know. Maybe if I won some money in the lotto, maybe, but it is cute. It's adorable. Quality is amazing. If you're in Europe and you have to worry about duty and stuff, I'd highly recommend trying them. Let's see. I've got one. So I've been tried a lot of new brands and went heavy on a lot of favorite brands. So I have one other one that's a little bit on the angst-ridden. Let me see if I can. Here we go. A lot of people went through this drama, unfortunately, and this is the Serenity Palette. It was the collab with the Nuts Makeup Corner and Menagerie Cosmetics. The packaging is beautiful. The The color story is beautiful. The quality is beautiful. This is an amazing palette. And if I was going to pick any color story to try a brand with, this would kind of be the story. And to help an influencer that I really like, which is Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. But darn, was this, yeah, this was angst ridden. You can see it in my review video and in a Petty Betty video that I did with Teresa Mulhern regarding collabs. But in the end, I'm happy that I did get to try Menagerie. I'm happy that I got this particular palette and a lip gloss as well. But was it a problem to get it? Yeah, it was. Oh my god. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. So these are kind of like my two problem children, but they're both beautiful, amazing palettes. And in the end, I don't regret getting them at all. Alrighty, so let's see. So this is actually one of the newest ones I've gotten, but I just wanted to talk about it because it was a brand that I just was starting to try this year, and I wanted to use this because this is one of their palettes that they've put together, not one that I've put together, and that's Lethal Cosmetics. So they were in my other favorites video for other items that aren't eyeshadow palettes for their amazing eyeliners. But this is the Berlin 89 palette. I know a lot of people weren't as interested in it and they didn't know what to do with the color story, but I really do like it. It does remind me of the late 90s into the noughties with this color story. I really do love this. This is the first duochrome that they did, which is, you know, the kind of the green to purple shifts. It's so beautiful. I really like this palette. I like that it was a memory of the Berlin Wall coming down in 1989. But yeah, no, this is definitely the 90s color story. I think even into the early 2000s, at least for me. This is a very nice color story. I really love their quality. I've made 2 palettes, got some singles and some other things, and I can't wait to try more from Lethal Cosmetics. So I did really enjoy the Berlin 89 palette. And even though I made those palettes this year, I didn't think it was something that I could put into the list because it was from colors they already had. But since this was a palette that they released this year, I thought I would mention it, and I really enjoy it, and I can do some fun looks with this. So it was a nice brand to discover this year. Let's see, another brand. Oh, this one's really exciting. I just love this brand so much. I do want more. I was looking at their blusher palette, but then I had just bought another brand's blusher palette and they were pretty close. I just couldn't do it. And then I'm also interested in their lip products, but right now we're not really wearing lip products. But if they release another eyeshadow palette, I'm on it. I am on it. And it is a Minty. So this is Minty, what do they call it? Yeah, Minty Makeup. And this is the Empowerment eyeshadow palette. And yeah, they're an amazing new brand. I do have a video on it. If I remember, I'll tag it, and then it gives you a little bit more history of the brand and the artist behind it. But I did want to quickly go, and then it's Woman of Color, a trans-owned brand. And then this is the color story. And I love this palette so much. And this green color, goals, man. I love it. The quality is amazing. I love the package. I love the artist that created it. This is a great palette. It is one of my favorites for 2021. Is my mascara running? Could be. Anyways, so there we go. Let's talk about some new brands and some more one-offs. This is another brand. I would have had another one of their palettes in for this count, but it is between Toronto and here at the moment. But Sugar Drizzle Polish, the Pickle Palette. So this was a big winner for me too. Again, for such a small palette, it was a little bit pricey to get out here, but I don't Again, why do I keep wanting to say not recommend it? I do not regret for 1 second of this palette. I adore this palette like nobody's business, and I cannot wait to get their Christmas palette, the flamingos. But anyways, this is the Pickle Palette, everything named after pickles. I think the only issue that I had was I think I would have change the Tickle My Pickle, I would have named it that color, and the Dill Pickles, I would have named that color because it looks a little bit more in that color. But I didn't create it, and I love it. It is so beautiful. It's 2 mattes and 4 shimmer duochromes. Yeah, because this one goes from a pink to a green. It's hard to show on the camera, but it is very beautiful. So this was an amazing palette. So if you've been wanting to try a Sugar Drizzle Polish, I would highly recommend trying them, and I can't wait to get to the next palette. So that is another new brand I tried. Let's see, let's keep on the new brand train. So a brand that I found from, they're definitely in Belarus, is Bernovich. Are they? Yes, I believe so. So anyways, my memory is crap. So there is one palette that was theirs and one that I put together. So this is the one that I put together, and it was just using one of their empty palettes, and then I picked one color of each of their types of formulas. So a matte, which of course I did matte black. I thought that would be perfect to go with these, their shimmers and galaxies, and they're different types of eyeshadow formulas. But anyways, so that was the one that I created. But then I also got one of their releases this year, and this doesn't have a name on it, so I can't quite remember what it was, but it is this beautiful blue, green, teal story here. So Bernovich, I really like it. I was actually looking at putting together another palette the other day, but I'm going into a low buy, no buy for 2022, and it's like I have to stop sneaking things in at the last minute. So anyways, Bernovich is a brand I tried this year and I really like. So this is one that they actually pulled the color story together, so I could pop it in as a favorite for this year. Again, I do a lot of hawing, hemming, thinking, looking, watching reviews for most brands before I pull a trigger, and so I rarely get luckily I rarely get burned with eyeshadow palettes. So like I said, it's really hard to put these in any kind of an order because I love them all. But I did try a lot of new brands, and I have some favorite brands coming on up. But I want to continue on with the small brands. So here, this one is Shroud Cosmetics. So this one technically came out in 2020, but again, this was another one where they didn't expect it to go so crazy. And again, from a one-woman show, they had to go buy new, it was a whole deal. You can see videos on it online, but I got it this year, and it's freaking Bats. It was a collab with Butte Bean. I think she's changed her name now to Babby Bean. But anyways, so it's freaking Bats palette, and let's just hide the mirror, and it's this cool color story here. Never seen a color story quite like it, and it is very beautiful. And then the names, of course, have to do with Halloween, like Adams, Trappa, Apparition, Spooky, Handbook. It's amazing quality. I really love this palette a lot, and I'm glad that I got to try Shroud Cosmetics. And again, a nice, beautiful packaging. So let's stick to a Halloween theme for a second. We're gonna go to another brand that I've just tried. So they're now Unearthly Cosmetics, but they were Alien Cosmetics, and some of their releases until their branding it has been moved over will still say Alien Cosmetics, but they're technically now Unearthly Cosmetics. And I got the Witching Hour palette. This was a limited edition. I don't think you can get it anymore, but you never know if they bring it again out next year for Halloween, or maybe rebrand it with their new name and maybe even different packaging, who knows. But this color story is amazing. So this is from the Witching Hour, and of course the two packages match there. And then you go inside and they always have these beautiful large pans. So if you're thinking that their palettes are a little expensive for how many technical shadows you get in, you get a lot of product on each one. So you're not going to go through it too fast if you end up loving a color story like I do. And this orange one, oh, I just love it so much. It was the greens, of course, that called to me, but since I've got this palette, I've been really digging the orange row though. So anyways, the Witching Hour from Unearthly Cosmetics. And yeah, so again, another new brand that I got to finally try. It took me a while to find the exact color story where I wanted to pull the trigger, and this happened to be the one. Though their new lipsticks look pretty good. All right, so there we go. Witching Hour by Unearthly Cosmetics. Let's see, we gotta keep going on the new bandwagon here. Let's do Blend Bunny. So This is their second release this year. This one is the Surge palette, the second palette that they released. This is an amazing color story, and the way they lay this out is amazing. I really like this. So you've got on the bottom here, you've got these neons, then you've got the shimmers, then you've got the darker colors, and then you just go to lighter shades. So you've got some great blending out shades. Then you can do looks by each row. You can get a good look. You can break it into quads. You can get good looks. Like, this is just a really beautiful laid out palette. Color story is great. The quality is fantastic. It blends out like a dream. When they call it Blend Bunny, it's because they know these things blend. It's an amazing palette. I am so excited. And the gal that runs it is fantastic. My first one came with several of the shades shattered. 2 or 3 of them came shattered. And yeah, she sent me out this new one right away, and my other one found a nice home with a friend of mine. That makeup is usually not in her budget, so I was happy to be able to share this amazing quality with her. So there we go, Blend Buddy Cosmetics. They've got another palette coming out, but it's a little bit more neutral leaning, so not really mine. And then the first palette they released looked more rainbowy, and I have some palettes like that, so I think I will wait till the release after that, but I do love the Surge palette. That was definitely the one to try. Let's see here. So these are, oh, here's another new brand. So this is Game Beauty. They released late last year. I want to say it was in December of last year, but I didn't really get to use it too much till January. So it may have been in my last year's favorites as well, but I wanted to pop it in again. They've had a few other releases that I've been interested in, but I've been trying to be careful with my pennies. As you will see, as we're going through this, I bought a heck of a lot of palettes and other stuff this year, but I just wanted to give a shout out again to Game Beauty because I just love this color story. This year there was a lot of green palettes, but they were one of the first to really get a great green color story out, and I really like it. So I just wanted to pop this one in again. If I did for last year, I can't remember because, like I said, I got it really late in 2020. Let's talk Canadian brands. So I've got a couple Canadian brands here. So this one, this is their first eyeshadow palette. I've used their blush palettes for about, I want to say, for at least a year now, but this is the Pressed Pigment by Likely Makeup, and it's Likely Makeup Jordy. She's on YouTube, Instagram, and then this is her palette here. And I just got this recently, but I've used it a few times, so I know that the quality is amazing, and this color story is so much fun. Again, you could call it kind of a rainbowy palette. You'll get some of these in your bigger rainbow palettes, but again, I like how it was done with the shimmers on the bottom. There's definitely some corresponding mattes. It's a higher matte ratio, so it's 1/3 shimmers to 2/3 matte. And then I just wanted to try out this one called Ugliest, which is based on, or it's the ugliest Pantone color. It was voted the ugliest color in the world, and it's actually a really nice brown, and it's good for putting in your outer corner. But I really have been enjoying this palette. She's out, I want to say Kelowna, so she's not too far away from me, so it's nice to support Canadian. I wasn't originally going to get it at first, but I just wanted to see I love her blushes, so I thought, no, for sure, let's go do this. Let's support a local gal. Okay, so here is the newest to my Canadian product collection, and this is from Nomad Cosmetics. I just did a video with it. I wanted to pop it in because I did really enjoy it. So let's open this up. This is the palette here. Now again, I don't really like glitters. There's very few brands that I'll buy palettes in that have glitter. Juvia's Place being obviously the one, which you will see. But I really liked this. I wanted to try it again. They're local and they're close to me, so they're in Vancouver. They have a new palette coming out, so I'm very curious to see what that looks like. But we've got 2 rows of shimmer satins. We've got the 3 glitters, and then we have 4 rows of mattes. They blend really well. They last all day. The colors are really nice. These again, they're not super shimmery, except for the gold one. That's super shimmery. But I like kind of, I know Again, some people don't like them, some do. I really like satin formulas. Sometimes I don't want my eyes to be seen from space, you know, if you're doing work or whatever. So sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of shimmer, but not too crazy of a shimmer. And then I actually didn't mind these glitters. I did a couple Christmas looks, and yeah, they were nice. They looked beautiful. Took a bit because I'm not really a glitter person, so playing with them, it takes me a little bit. But once I kind of figured out how these ones work, I got some good looks out of them. So I really enjoyed them. I also tried their lashes, which were really good, and their lip masks, which I've been enjoying. But this is Lois Cosmetics, and I can't wait to see what else they bring out in the next little while. Like I said, they've been sneak peeking a palette, but I don't know what the color story is yet. So that is Lois Cosmetics. So another new brand for me. Hi, honey, mom's busy. She's on fire with bugging her mother today. All right, I think I'm getting close to the end of new to me brands, new brands. So here's another one that's new to me and is a drugstore. Hold on one second. Okay, my cat is not wanting me to get anything done today, but she's 15 years old, so when she wants attention, I try to give her attention. So there we go. All right, so we were talking about a drugstore brand, and that is Moira Cosmetics. So I do have a blush palette, a mini blush palette and a bronzer, but I really did like this eyeshadow palette. This one is the Wonderlust palette, and it is beautiful color story here. And again, same thing, it's mostly mattes, but it does have 3 shimmers, 3? Yeah, I think it's 3 shimmers. Yes, and then the rest were matte. So I could have maybe used a few more shimmers, but I do like mattes overall the best, and the shimmers that they did pick were nice. I think I would have liked a green shimmer, I think, because we got the 2 beautiful blue ones. We've got this pinky one, which would go with all of these. So I think a green shimmer would have been nice. But anyways, this is the Moira Cosmetics. This was the first time trying them. I'm not 100% sure if this palette came out this year, but it was definitely a first time for me and the first time I've seen it. They're an American brand, but our London's Drugs here carries Moira Cosmetics. So that was another new brand for me to try in eyeshadow. And I think we're almost at the end of new brands to me. Oh, there's a couple here. All right, again, I'm not sure when this one came out, but this is Sample Beauty. This is the Equalizer one. I don't think this is from this year, but it was this year when I tried it. And again, this is a great looking palette. And then I just like how they set it up. So you have it with all these shimmers on the end, and then you get a, how do you want to do it? You've got, so a matte with a shimmer, a matte with a shimmer, matte with a shimmer. So you always have a corresponding shimmer to go with your color, which I thought was really cool, and including with your blacks and your whites. So I really thought that was kind of ingenious. The quality is really good, and just like Blend Bunny, it blends really well. Do you want to be on camera? Or are you just going to meow at me over there? Yeah. That's what I thought. She doesn't like to be on camera. So anyways, Sample Beauty I tried this year. I've got 2, and I have a little palette, Hydrographic, and then I've got a small palette there. So it's a new brand to me. I think they've been out for a while. They're from the UK, but I just wanted to throw that one in there because I've been really enjoying this palette. And I have 2 more, sort of, one new to me and then one kind of newish to me. So I discovered this year Shroud Cosmetics. So here's the 2 different spell books. There's one in Passion and one in Love. One is more purple leaning, and this other one is more green with a little bit of turquoise. Notes to it. They're cute little palettes. When you take them out, they're in this beautiful like box, and it has a mirror, and then there's that beautiful color story there. These also have a glitter in them, but the palettes were really cheap. I'm trying to remember how much they were. I want to say under $10 or around $10. So I thought, okay. And then the glitters are actually not too bad. but I would definitely like to, if they didn't have any glitters in them. And then this is the purple one, but I did like it. The quality is really good. Actually, shipping to Canada was really, really reasonable. So they're definitely a brand I want to keep an eye out on. I got these two palettes. They popped in a free palette. And then I believe I bought a lipstick or a lip gloss. But anyways, these were the two palettes that stuck out to me. There were 3 in the set, I believe. And I'm still kind of tempted by the other one, but this is definitely the 2 that I liked the most. And then when I meant sort of new brand, to me, I have been playing a little bit with ZZ Cosmetics, which I really like. So I have one of my first palettes I got was one of the ones from the British Museum, but I did this year get these 2 from these ones here. So this is the Fireworks 16 color shadow number 7, and this is, oh, they're both 16. Interesting. Oh, this is shadow 9, this is 7, so I guess it's our firework collection. So this is the pretty one with the kitty cats. It's mostly neutral, but I did like that quad up there and then the hits of orange there. And then we have this one here. And I really do like their quality. It's really nice. And that's shimmery there. And then this one has 1 glitter. The other one didn't have a glitter, but this one has a glitter in there. So maybe I'm lying that I try not to buy anything with glitter, but I just loved these so much. I think I didn't know that this one had glitter in it, but anyways, I like these. So I think that's it from Newbie. So now let's start with just some, oh no, one more. I'm such a liar. I tried this year, finally tried Sydney Grace. This is the collab with Mel Thompson. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. It's definitely one I'm going to keep forever in memory of Mel. And then, yeah, she loved her little creepy crawly critters. And it's a really nice color story. I really like it. It's just nice. You can do some dramatic looks with it, but definitely a lot of for every day. And that green, that gold, that color there, like, it's really, really beautiful. And it was a good way to try Sydney Grace's formula. Now I know why everybody glows about it. It is a really, really nice formula. Alrighty, okay, so now we can get down to favorite brands and their awesome releases this year. So one of my favorite brands of all times is Lois Cosmetics, and this is the coveted Meet Me in the Underworld palette. I was lucky I got this in the first run, so I got, but she's I think it's still in stock now. But look at this color story, isn't it beautiful? Like, it's just greens and purples, and oh, I just love it so much. Her quality is amazing. Her color stories are great. I have all 3 of her palettes. I'm actually giving, I would have had called or contacted the winner on New Year's Day, which is today, hopefully, when I've got this up, for one of the palettes from Lois. But if you've been wanting to try a new brand, especially if you're like in the UK or Europe, where she does ship worldwide, but is a little bit easier to get, I would definitely try Lois Cosmetics. It is, I suppose, if I had to pick one palette for the entire year and I could only buy one palette, could be this one. It's probably this one. So I'm gonna say if I had to, like, you know, a water gun was spraying and would be sprayed at my head and was like, pick a palette, this one. Alrighty, let's see here. Another favorite brand of mine is Collidos. And Collidos had 2 really good releases this year. The first one, which is sadly not available anymore, is the Club Nebula palette, and that was their collab with Angelica Nyquist. And I'm still kicking myself for not getting their very first palette. Their second palette in this kind of boxing was not quite my color story, but the first one was, and I was not going to give up this color story here, so I I was ready on release day to get this. I was lucky as well to get this on the first release day. And since it's not available anymore, I use it, but I try not to use it as much as other ones because I do want it to last a little bit longer. And the packaging is so beautiful. So that was the Club Nebula palette. And then they also released this year the Flower Punk collection, which I got some of the cloud lipsticks with. But the only other thing I got from that collection was the palette. Or did I get, oh, no, I got that with the lipstick, sorry. So anyways, it comes like this with a magnetic top. And then that is it there. It's very beautiful. I know some people had some problems with some of the mattes, but I didn't have any problems with it. But then again, I just do pretty basic looks. For somebody else that does something more complicated, I don't know. But the packaging is beautiful. I like their quality. It's one of my favorite brands. Baby, you are on fire of annoyance today. What is going on? Hey. That's what you're gonna get. You gotta come on the camera. Say hi, everybody. Whoops. She wants on my desk, but there's no room. There's no room. See, look at all the crap. Oh my gosh, okay. And I'm almost running out of battery too. This is, yeah. Okay, so anyways, Collidos. The Club Nebula was in January, and this one I want to say June, July, somewhere in there, partway through the year. I really love Collidos a lot. Let's see, I'm just going through things. Okay, let's go into something, a budget brand. Everybody's been into BH Cosmetics, especially since the Sweet Shop releases. I do have the pistachio one that I got last year, which I really love. But I did find that I liked a couple of, they were doing ones for birth months, birthstones for every year. And I did like, was it August and September were the two that I like. May, which is my month, it was kind of, yeah, it was okay. But September here is gorgeous. And again, pressed glitter. I don't think I used that one in here, but for the price, I think it was $8 or something like that. And then the one for August. So I do like, so if you want some budget eyeshadow of great quality, the BH Cosmetics is really good. So I'm going to have to change a battery and play with my cat yet again. All right, be back in a second. Hey, editing me here. As I was putting away my eyeshadows, I noticed that I forgot two that I wanted to put in. So I've been really enjoying Beauty Bay. So Beauty Bay, I have some blushers and different things that I've tried. And then I've been wanting to try. So I did have previously a little pastels palette that I really like that I always use as a blending palette. So when they started to do some more bigger fun palettes, for the first little while, I didn't really jump into them, but then a couple caught my eye. And then they are, first off, is the Age of Opulence. So this is kind of supposed to be like a 1920s kind of inspired look. And the inside is just that. These are beautiful, beautiful mattes and shimmers in this gorgeous color story. Now, I really like their matte eyeshadows, and the shimmers are really beautiful. They go on beautifully on my eye, but I kind of have the same problem that Angelica does, is that they start to crease. Now granted, they don't crease right away. I think they do with her, she says, pretty quickly. Me, it's after 3-4 hours of wear, I start to notice that they get a bit creasy, and so I have to kind of tap them. But the colors are so worth having to occasionally tap your eyelid. So, and I find this with all Beauty Bay shimmers. Well, at least I've tried. So I've got two of these big palettes, and the second one is the Wilderness palette, the one that everybody was so excited about. And I was so glad that they decided to do another launch of it. Because I missed out the first time. I was trying to do a no buy, and then I decided to get it, and then it was too late. So it is this beautiful color story here. The color story is absolutely fabulous. It's totally my vibes, exactly what I like. And the same thing, I really love their mattes. I don't have any problems blending them at all. But again, the shimmers, which again, I love them. They look so beautiful on the eye, but after about 3 or 4 hours, they do get creasy on me as well. So they do not last as long as some other brands' shimmers, but that doesn't stop me from using them and loving them. This is a really gorgeous palette. So these two are definitely, if you can get your hands on them, I would try. They are great. I think they had at least the Opulence one. I thought they still had during their sale, but I don't know. You'd have to go and double check. But I did really like these two Beauty Bay ones as well. Alrighty, so on to the rest of the video. Not letting me finish. Okay, try this again for the 85th time. All right, so a brand that I've been starting to really like, I ordered the Beautylish box for 2022, and in 2021 I got a copy of the Love palette from Natasha Denona. So when I saw this one, I had to try it. So this is the mini Xenon palette, and then it's this little baby here, and it's just 5 colors. The side palettes is really small, but it does, this silver is amazing. With the black, you can do the most wonderful, smokiest of look, and it's so soft. It's so beautiful. I really, really like this palette. I thought I had been done with the Sephora sale, and then just near the end, I had to quickly order that. I popped that in there, and I got that. So there we go, the mini Xenon by Natasha Denona. So that's a favorite from this year. I mean, look at that silver, come on. All right, so we're getting there. We're gonna get to 2 of my ultimate favorite brands. We're gonna leave those for last. So let's do our next favorite. We've got Nomad Cosmetics. So I've got another one coming. So I ordered their Christmas one, same thing. It's near to me, so it'll probably be like Monday or Tuesday when I get it. So I couldn't put it into this year's tried and true, but earlier this year they did the Iceland Fire and Ice palette. That was early, I want to say, was that in January or near there? So that's this palette there, because I had just bought the Orient Express, which was my first palette from them, and then then they released that, so I had to get this one. I mean, this color story is beautiful. This beautiful green right there. I mean, let's put that by the silver. It's so beautiful. So anyways, so Nomad Cosmetics is becoming a favorite brand. There's a couple others there that I really want, but I cannot buy every single eyeshadow palette. Their Parks one looks really, really beautiful. But the one that I did have to get a little later this year was the Haunted Europe palette. I mean, look at that. That is so much fun. And then when you look at the color story inside, I mean, look at it. It has beautiful details, like you can see the purple there still, the spider webs, but the green, the purple, the golds. It is such a beautiful palette. I really enjoy that, and it's gorgeous. So I had to get it. Though that Parks one looks really good too. But I can't wait to get the little Christmas one, which is all shimmery shades. So I will definitely do a video on that. A brand that's becoming a quick favorite. I bought some palettes. I brought the Blueprint palette this year. I brought Smoke Show, is it? Smoke Sessions. I bought that palette and I loved it. I have some of the Beetlejuice palettes, so I had to get some of the what I want to say is the Amore y Mariposas collection. So I got the eyeshadow palette, I got the blush palette, I got an eyeliner. Did I get anything else? Oh, I got the mirror. I got the mirror here somewhere. Oh, right here. Look at that. And then I got the mirror. So anyways, I really like this a lot. I had a fun time playing with this, and she's on fire. So now she's playing with toys, so at least she's not chasing me. Yes, baby. So is this beautiful color story here. I've had fun with the reds and the greens so far, and a little bit of the purple. So there's definitely a lot of color combinations that are in here, and I think my favorite is actually the Mariposa color there, that orange. I really dig that. So I've been having fun. So this is, I guess, as Angelica would say, the good melt quality. All the palettes that I've had is the good melt quality. So I've lucked out, I guess, maybe in my research and checking out. I have not had a dud yet. Maybe the ones that are so-called duds won't be a dud for me. Who knows? But anyways, I really enjoyed this palette this year. And then let's go to two of my favorite brands of all times. And the first one here being Juvia's Place. So I have to be careful or I will buy absolutely everything they release because I love it all. But seriously, I cannot have every eyeshadow made by every company I love. So I have to kind of, you know, be careful. So what I've been really liking are these quads here. So I got, let's see, so I did a mystery bag and then I had ordered a quad. So when I did the quad, I had ordered the Disco Party Fumi in Juvia's Place. I love Fumi, so I will buy any of her collabs. Hence me buying a palette with glitter in it on purpose. So this one unfortunately has 2 glitter shades, but these 2 blues are amazing. And the glitter is nice. I would say out of all the brands that I've tried glitter from, the Juvia's Place glitter I like the best. So I mean, if it was up to me, if Rude and ZZ would not put any in, same thing too with Mayas, I'd be totally cool. But here I actually don't mind their glitters too much, and this blue is just so beautiful. So I had to get to this one. And then when I did one of the mystery boxes, one of the palettes that was in there, I believe I think I got this one as a mystery palette, but I'm glad I got it, is the Melissa X Juvia's Place, and that's that palette there. I don't know this particular YouTuber, but I do like this color story a lot. It only has 1 glitter, 2 mattes, and shimmer, but it is very, very pretty. I have really enjoyed playing with this one. And then since I liked these so much, when these other quads came out, I had to get them. I wanted to get all 4, but at the time when I pulled the trigger, the orange one was already gone, and I just haven't managed yet to go and pick it up. But I do have the other 3. Baby, baby, baby. Mom's almost finished, okay? All right, so I have the one here. It's called the Rebel Gray. So this was the Rebel set. This is 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. So with these beautiful gray color story. And then I got the Rebel Mints. And then it is this. Now this is a quad in mints that is amazing. Not like that e.l.f. palette. This is how it's supposed to be done. And again, it's 2 shimmers and 2 mattes, a matte corresponding with each shimmer, but you can still mix and match, of course. And then the favorite of the quads is the Rebel Army, and you will see as soon as I open it up, this one here. And again, 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and the shimmers corresponds nicely with the mattes, and of course you can mix and match as well. So this is an amazing palette. I have a video up on this as well. And then finally what I got this year was the Valhalla one was okay. It looked okay. It's still kind of on my radar, but Valhalla 2, this is gorgeous. Like this is, if you're gonna buy any Juvia's Place palette, even though it does have some glitters in it, this is it. It is like the best price you're going to get for something that has a multi-chrome or duochrome. I would almost call this more of a multi-chrome. But anyways, it's soft and silky, and it goes from the greens and the purples. I mean, granted, it is the traditional multi-chrome that most brands, I think, start with. But this is just such a beautiful color story. I really like it. It's the beautiful Juvia's Place quality. And you can do blue, turquoise, orange, purple looks. It's so nice. I really enjoy this palette a lot. They are one of my favorite brands. Their lipsticks are good, eyeshadows are good, eye primer, like they just do so many good products, but their eyeshadows have always been spectacular. And finally, we got to a brand that I discovered in, I want to say 2019, and it is now one of my favorite brands of all time. And probably after the Meet Me in the Underworld, the last set that I'll show you is my favorite collection of the year. But before that, I have 2 out of the 3 recent collabs. I have the Giant Wolves and the Hummingbird. So this is with the Nets Makeup Corner, and this is with, and then this one is with Tina the Fancy Face. And then that's that story there. This one has some good mattes and some shimmers in it, and it's basically a color story that I really, really enjoy. So if I was only going to pick one from the set, I think that may have been it, or that's what I thought, until I took a close look at this baby. So this one is, yeah, it's more shimmers in it than mattes, and it's probably more of a companion piece with other palettes, but I think that's what Tina meant when she put together this story. But it is so beautiful. Yeah, so I really enjoy that. The third one, I didn't know that YouTuber, and it was more of a neutral color story, but still, every time I kind of look at the website, it does kind of call me a little bit. But these are really beautiful. I've done a few looks with them, and I can't wait to use them some more. And since, again, I'm going into no buy and low buy for, whoops, don't want to break them, for next year, I'm going to have lots of time to play with all of my eyeshadows. And then finally, this is the other collection that is probably my favorite for the year, and that is the Norns collection. I bought the whole entire collection. I rarely buy a full collection of anything, but I bought the whole Norns package that came out. All the highlighters, the eyeshadows. I bought I bought some lipsticks and that, which were part of a different collection, but still. But anyways, this is the one palette here with all these beautiful shimmers on the bottom. Yes, baby, mommy's almost done. Sorry, you're gonna hear my cat for a while in the background there. Stopped my camera like 10 times already. So this is the color story here. So much stuff came out. I haven't played with it as much as I would like to, but again, I'm going to have a lot more time this year. But I've weirdly liked this brown so much that I have a bit of a divot in there. But yeah, so this is the this is the Norns palette, and then they released 3 smaller palettes. So there was the Verdande. And then this is, I think this is this is the one that I was originally not going to get. I thought if I wasn't going to get all of them, this would have been the color story, but I'm glad I did get it. It has a version of that brown in there as well. And yeah, so I was happy to get the whole set, especially since I really like those first 2 colors there. I really like their quality. It's the best. But like I said, if I was going to skip one of them, it would have been the Verdande. Then we have the one called Schooled. And this is really another special palette. When you open it, it is this beautiful, bright, fun color story. I've been really besides greens, really into oranges, so I was really quite excited. And I know some people don't like the split pans, but I like the split pans in the middle because that way you get an extra color. So instead of it just being 5, you technically get 6 colors. So I really like it. This one is super bright. And again, this is more of a companion piece, unless you like to do all glitter looks, and why not? And then the jewel of the crown, I think, for this set is the Erd palette. And when you open it, when I open it, you will see why. It is this beautiful grungy green story here with a little bit of brightness. So this is a beautiful palette. So again, if I could only buy one palette of the set, it would have been either this one or the big one, but probably I would have lent towards that one. So anyways, I think I have covered all the palettes that I bought in 2021. The majority of these came out in 2021. Like I said, there are a couple that may have not, but they were me just learning about the brand this year. So this is the crazy amount. It's crazy. Who buys this much eyeshadow? Seriously, it's nuts. But I can't resist. And I've got, yes honey, I've got two palettes that are almost here, 2 more palettes on the way because Midas Cosmetics sent me a deal. I couldn't resist. So I'm finally getting the 2 Midas palettes I've been wanting for ages and ages and ages. The flower palette, and then one of their little, is it 9 pans with the green? Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. But at that discount, I had to get it. So I still got a whack of eyeshadow palettes coming. It's stupid. I know. Nobody should have this much eyeshadow. So in 2022, sister has an allowance. teeny allowance, small allowance, and she has some rules. We'll do a video on that. But anyways, that's it. That is my overview of 2021 and eyeshadow palettes, the crazy amount of eyeshadow palettes. But anyways, thank you so much for watching if you stayed the whole way. Sorry I couldn't really grade them. I don't know how people can put them 1 to whatever, unless they really, really, you know, like some more than others. I mean, okay, granted, there are probably some that I liked more than others, but I like them all enough that, except for that e.l.f. palette, that it would be really hard pressed of me to say which one would be better than the other. So there we have it. So again, that's it for me. I hope 2022 is going to be amazing for you. If you'd like to give us a like, comment, and subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. Maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends. You can still see all the crap that I bought for 2021. So again, that's it from me and my cat Missy, who you've heard through this whole entire video. I'm gonna go and put this away and then spend even more time with her. Every time I stopped to brush and play and wander around, and she loves me. What can I say? Alrighty, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye.